and welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Kirk HD today, and we're going to be looking at closely what happened to Snake Lair. So let's look at and the comparisons. What if they changed, and if they listened to any of the remarks that some of the fans made and I made or so. So we're going to look at some of the stuff, and we're going to look at the art and just look at it all, compare it. Don't forget to watch this video if you like. This is me talking about the old Snake Lair. And this one is called Fixing the Snake Lair playset. And, I figured you'd find this interesting just in case. And see if they listen to a little bit what I said. So from the beginning of this one, I said, well, the biggest thing is that's going to stop many people is the size, right? And look at this. You're going to love this when it comes to the size on now. And you can see from the description, open the dimensions or so, and right here, scaled with previous release of Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain set. So about equal to that size. So that's not bad. That's a good deal. That's a good seal, definitely. So number one got covered. Now number two in this video, I went about the symmetry of the teeth, the baby teeth, and I didn't like it. And one of the teeth were broken, and I just didn't like that at all. And what do we get? Look at that. Look at the perfect symmetry. You got the symbol over here of the snake man. I mean, man, that is perfect. No teeth are broken. No little baby teeth. It's not a big mess. As you see here, perfect symmetry. This is the symbol of the snake man right there. And the same symbol that's in front of the new castle too. So that's pretty good. Spot on and dead on right there. Look at that. And the thing that bothered me when I first saw it, some of the display on the castle, which is that the serpent around that and drooping down. Yeah, that I didn't like that. But they tend to remove it though. The biggest one that just irked everyone is the big worm digger right here. Look like it, like everyone's saying, it looks like it's picking the nose of the snake right there. Doesn't look too bad if you take it down, comb it down. And that's one thing that they did to the other one. They kind of trimmed the fat a little, cutting the worm across the whole thing right there. So that was a smart thing. Yeah, some are not going to agree and like that part, but I think it looks a lot better with that stuff cut off. There's nothing picking its nose or hiding the feature of the front of the castle, so that is really well. Now we look at the very beginning, that where we started and where it ended. Now you see these things are more combined now in the second ending of the other one, but I thought the ending was nice though. I mean, they knocked it out really well. And just to show you that it ended real well, let me show you. There we go. And we see how compressed it is. They managed to save some of the other stuff from the other ideas that they started with. But yeah, look at that. They compressed the elevator with the other side, the whole drain right there, the gates, and look at that. We still got the tower right there. Not only that, you got a laser gun, and there's also a pillory coming with this one, so that's very interesting right there. I like that. Right there, you can see the Iron Maiden right there. This is it, just like the last time. And then a pit trap. They also added this one now, which is a nice accessory piece. And the elevator is compressed from the other side to there. So yeah, but yeah, very good idea. You see how widespread it was with the other one? Look at that. And just by looking at this, you can see how empty it was on this side where the snake heads was. Just keep that as a diagram and see how empty it was right there. They just had the little weapon trees in the bottom and the top there. But now they got the elevator there and the tech right there. Compressing it, you know, making it look a lot better. So they put it right here into the middle. Elevator. And the weapon tree right over here. The green and red one that you see right over here. Yeah. Now some of these ideas that I talk about were used, like putting more snakes, but that wasn't used, but it was filled with the drain over here. Or the mask being removed from these or so. But they did listen to one or two things right here. And listen to this. What we'll do is, right, these two characters, you make two new figures out of this one to sweeten the deal. Add some figurines, you know, 3 or 4. I'm sure you'll be able to get what you're asking for. And like I said, by sweetening the deal, I'm pretty sure they get it. So you got the Lady Slayer, the Priest Pythoness, and then the Lady Slayer, Two-Headed Serpent, the Steed Chairman. I know in the other video I made, I did make a mistake. So let me rephrase this. I'm going to correct myself now for the unlocks right there. It's 6,000, not 60. 6,000, 8,000 for the next one, and 10,000. So those are the unlocks that we need of backers right there to fully access this. And to get the item, this is what we're going to need. We're going to need 6,000. And the one thing I was talking about, the lever right there to open the castle there, they left that. You can see that with a lever right here to put the snake staff in. They should definitely include that with this. Just add that to it. And that's freaking awesome. And there it is. Right there. The staff right there, by pushing it in, it'll open the castle's drawbridge right there. And right there, this is Lady Slither's face right there, with a bunch of snakes on her head, looking like Medusa. A funny little detail that I saw. I like this stuff. Check it out. Little detail within that ladder. Look at that ladder. Cobwebs, a snake, chain. I mean, they added everything to that thing. Even a bone. Look at that. I mean, even when it's closed, it just looks so nice. Look at that. You got the battle bones right there. Head, skull. Right there. You got chains that are actually made out of real chains. I'll go in a little bit so you can see it more. Yeah, you see the metal now. Those are real chains on that. Not made out of plastic. You got weaponry right there on the top. And then right here, we're looking at the pillory that they started off. But it could be changeable with the spear cannon. And right there, look at that snake thing. There's a cannon right coming out of his mouth right there. That is awesome. And here it is. Here's the snake lair closed up, and this is how it's going to look like with a handle on the top, just like the gray skull. Very nice. You see the top right there? That's the front of the pillory saw, and here's the front where the gates is and everything. Yeah, very nice. Hopefully we get to see all 3 tiers open, because man, that Shimmer's looking real nice. And in case you want to make a display with your figurines, you can do that with this. Look at that. And the drain hole right there where they can make their escape from the evil snake lair right there. Amazing how this contraption could hold a figure. But I like the idea. That's tight. So anyway, it's time to close this up and just let you know. Yeah, it'll be available from August 1st, 2025. So if you want to do, we got to reach that fund so it can make it be reality. So we need 6,000 backers to get this. So this is the most important right here. The snake layer is in hand, and once on the project must be backed by August 14, 2025. And then right here, not only that, we're gonna get a look at it, a deep look when they make a stream out of it. It'll be a short one. It'll be like 5-10 minutes or so, explaining the details and what they're gonna do with it. But regardless, I think if they do anything, it'll be some very nifty sculpting like they did with the Eternia playset. So, you know, just look for some quality right there. And once again, this is Kirk HT signing out. I hope you enjoyed this and found this informative as well. And you guys have a good one and take care.